Hello everyone, JaffaArchfiend here, and well, we're at the Occult Crescent, and well, before we could go any further into there, we have to check out who our renowned, our missing weaponsmith is. That rum-addled reprobate. Wouldn't be surprised if we found him floating in the sea. Oh, I've needed the smithy, do you? I'm afraid we ain't up and running yet. Truth be told, the weaponsmith we hired bolted before we could finish setting up shop. Master of his craft, by all accounts, but he's nothing but trouble since he set foot on the ship. Kept trying to escape, so we threw him in the hold. Our woes in the end there, though. He drank most of the booze we brought along for the expedition. I tell you, the bugger was half pickled by the time we hauled him out. You know, he's gone now and disappeared. I mean, I could go either option here. The fellow you speak of sounds vaguely familiar. Sounds like a kid that's an upstanding artisan and held him prisoner. Sounds vaguely familiar. I'll go with that one. Eh? Either you're already acquainted with the scoundrel, or yours is home to more cantankerous weaponsmiths than I thought. Needless to say, there aren't many folks willing to sail for Shade's Triangle, where we're scratching up around to find someone. A certain enterprising woman put us in touch. Of course she did. They say there ain't a finer weaponsmith alive today, but he drinks like a sailor on shore leave and ends up to his neck in debt. Of course he is. He signed up for the expedition to settle his dues. Of course. Any road, he can't have gone far. It's not like there's any way off this rock. If he's as good as half as they say, you reckon he'll be boon for your adventuring. Keep your eyes peeled. He runs a shirtless, rum-soaked good for nothing by the name of Geralt. Tell him to come see me. Yep. It's Geralt. No, not the Witcher. Geralt. Our buddy old bosom pal when it comes to making weapons. When it comes to making our artifact weapons, our legendary weapons pair expansion, Geralt is our man. Oh, God, I have to go up these steps, don't I? Come here. Hello. Yep. Not a drop of rum they had in this ghost town. There's no mention of Shade's Triangle when I signed the damn contract. Talk about false pretenses. More fool me for trusting that wily Harridan, eh? Hello again. Who the hell's our... Oh, can I do one bleeding job without you showing your ugly mug? That said, there's never a dull moment when us two team up. That's for certain. How about we finish the job sharpest and get off this desolate rock, eh? Yep. Unless I had a hard time coaxing him back. Apologies for all the trouble. Yeah, not much of a hard time. Right, with the smithy up and running, it's high time you started earning your keep. Listen here, do you really think I'm going to sell me hammer and tons, knocking out any work that any village smith with half a brain could handle? No, nothing less than nigh impossible feats of genius stoke me fire these days. Says the impudent sod who drank a little dry, racking up more debt in the process. You're hardly in a position to dictate terms. Though it does seem to have to fork over eye-watering sums to hire yours as finest weaponsmith, only to have him forging plain old swords and shields. Any ideas, adventurer? Not quite my field expert. I'm sure Eorzea's finest weaponsmith has his own ideas. He does, as a matter of fact, devising a new means of refining weapons and armor. Couldn't help me notice all the ether that permeated in place. Reckon I'll tap into that somehow. Of course, I'll need raw materials. Some magic warped ore from the Isle should do just the trick. If it's ores you're after, our surveyors will soon be conducting a preliminary excavation. Is that all you need to start? Hardly. If that were the case, any old fool could do the job. Magical properties can be fleeting and elusive. Without a means to properly harness the ether, there's every chance the ore to degrade in the process. So you require something else besides raw materials. Any inkling as to what that might be? Some sense a foul beastie in the throes of death will leave behind a crystallized chunk of their life essence. I've used this stuff in the past, and while it ain't exactly common, I wager you'll find it on this bastard rock. Not that it's unique to the island mine, I'm sure you'll find it elsewhere too. Does this material crystal have a name? Indeed it does. Demiatma. Ah! Point of reference here. Demiatma is the name of the types of crystals we have had to go out and collect through various amounts of grinding and fates for previous artifact weapons. Hence that face. Hence that reaction. Thanks for providing the spark our weaponsmith needed. Looks like he's committed to fulfilling his contractual duties at the very least. Say, how'd you feel about handling the fiend-felling part of the gambit? While you're out acquiring Demiatma, I'll see how amenable Geralt is to helping around the smithy. I reckon that's a reasonable division of labour. It most certainly is not. But we'll take the job anyway. Phantom Weapons, a saga of arcane might. Demiatma obtainable. Phantom Weapons. Demiatma can obtain from fates and critical encounters on the Occult Crescent's South Horn. It can also be obtained from fates in other regions. These regions are Ukupacha, Kozumoaka, Yaktal, Shalona, Heritage Found, and Living Memory, aka the Tural Zones. Right, we'll come back to that one when we've got some Demiatma. Oh yeah, how much are you wanting, you bastard? I'll channel the Isles Ether into a smithing press. I need at least 6 kinds of Demiatma, 3 of each to be sure my work is foolproof. So, we're going to need 6 kinds of Demiatma, 3 of each. Oh boy. Demiatma. Aha. Oh boy. Well, I'll call it there for this one. That's going to be a grind and a half. See you guys for the next one. JaffaArchfiend, out.